Is this heaven?
No, it's a podcast. Welcome to the Field of Geeks podcast.
Welcome to episode 135 of the Field of Geeks podcast. I'm Josh.
I'm Steve.
I'm Megan.
How you guys doing?
Good.
Got your McDonald's breakfast in for the morning?
Yes.
Yes. Great.
Thank you for the extra
Sausage
piece of
burrito.
food.
Once again, this is brought to you by McDonald's.
Right.
I will.
I'm kidding.
They really should sponsor us. We do eat them.
Every
Not
time.
eat them, but eat their
Their products.
Yeah.
It's cheap. It's cheap, but it's healthy?
No.
No, it's not healthy. Of course not.
But their breakfast has got to be a little better than their regular food.
Yeah, that's probably why they went to
When I
24
have their
hours.
breakfast, I don't regret my life. When I have a quarter pounder and fries,
Yeah.
at the time I'm enjoying it immensely, and 9 minutes later,
Yeah.
I'm trying to see if that support beam will
Right.
support my weight when I hang myself.
Hello,
Right?
darkness, my old
Exactly.
Well, we got a lot to talk about today, mostly just trailers. Apparently an Iron Man statue in Italy. This artist made the sculpture, and it's called the Man of Steel, so that'll piss off a lot of DC fans.
I'm going to be the jerk.
Sure.
Is it of Iron Man himself, or is it like a Robert Downey Jr.?
No, it's Iron Man.
It's Iron Man
Oh, okay.
doing the
Okay.
fist punch to the ground with his leg out, like the classic pose.
Why are we doing this? Why are we making statues
A superhero.
of superheroes when we could maybe be making a statue of someone who's given a shit ton to like children's cancer charities or,
Right.
Just someone who maybe is more of, we have enough of that stuff.
The key is you have to look badass doing it. So if the guy who gave to charity
Yeah.
wore an Iron Man suit, I think
Here's a theory. Do you think that the world is in such a turmoil place? I'm saying turmoil because I can't
Well,
say the
yeah,
word
they're
shitty.
looking for escapism in any shape or
So
form.
they're looking into
Nonfiction.
They want to live in another
Or
world.
fiction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point, because, look at how many people care about the MCU, especially with the Spider-Man
Yeah.
issue with Sony. But
if people gave a shit
Yeah.
about actual problems on the
Right.
planet like they do
Then we'd
Right.
idolize
Star
them.
Wars The Last Jedi or, right.
Yeah.
This is bullshit.
Then our world would be completely amazing,
Yeah,
We
I
just
know.
don't see enough of that in the real world of people giving a shit. And if they are out there, which they are, we're not putting them on the front page of anything.
No, because
So
it
we
doesn't
don't-
sell.
Yeah, so we don't have
And that's
anything
why they need to wear costumes.
Exactly.
Because that's what we like. We
Exactly.
like the Flash. We like a cape. Something mysterious. A weapon, if you will. Not a real weapon.
Well,
Like a sword. Like a sword.
I'm seeing this right now. Josh is not a true superhero.
No.
He's the
A sword.
villain in the making.
Yes, yes. I totally get it. There's probably a lot of people who made a difference and they're walking by that statue right now like,
Where is it? Is it located in like a main square somewhere?
I think it's by the Olive Garden.
It's on top of the Vatican.
Yeah. It's in the Pope's bedroom.
Right.
The Pope blessed it.
Right.
His opening ceremony.
The next thing you know, we're going to be replacing the heads of Mount Rushmore with superheroes.
Oh, God.
No, they can just put masks on them.
Oh, there we go.
Abe Lincoln in a Batman mask.
With his hipster beard.
Yeah. Maybe they'll shave it off.
He's the only one with one of those beards that I don't want to punch repeatedly.
He pulled it off. He pulled
Yeah.
it off. Without the mustache. Yeah, he pulled it
But there's a difference between just like a regular beard and a hipster beard.
Yeah.
I'll work on mine for you.
Please.
Yeah. It's doubly right now.
It wasn't scratchy enough, actually.
Okay.
The braid's weird, but
But, whatever.
if you could select anybody to have a statue of, what would it be?
Mother Teresa,
In a superhero outfit?
Bill Gates,
Princess Diana.
Princess Diana.
No Jason Momoa statue for Megan, apparently.
That's okay.
She already has something of Jason Momoa's
I wish I did.
idolized.
I wish I
The
did.
fork from...
Yeah, the Trident.
Yeah.
No, you took that away from us. So I don't even know where that is. So I don't have
It's
it.
from that cafe he went to here. Waveland Cafe.
Oh,
She has this
Great
fork.
food.
I wish.
It's got a thread of hair in it.
It's good to save that piece of hair for when cloning technology becomes very cheap.
Yeah, it's going to be like a 3D printer. Everybody will have it. Everybody will have it.
Right.
We'll live on.
If he
'Cause we'll
comes
just have
back to
clones.
Iowa, maybe I'll just
There you
be that weird person who shows up.
go. Why not, right?
I'm sure there's a line of people.
Yeah. Yeah, you think you're going to be the only one there. There's going to be like 15 women
Yeah.
with binoculars and, face paint and camo,
I do like when like actors who made it big actually come back to their roots, and I mean, not all of them like where they came from. Like Momoa, he's definitely,
Yeah.
he goes to all the sites here. It's really cool. And
The play on the cornfields. So there's a shot of him on either side. It's just cornfields, and he refers to that as it's kind of like the oceans of Iowa, I think is what he said. And I just feel like that's in some way an inaccurate description of what we are now, because we've developed so much, and a lot of that doesn't exist unless you get into like the more southern parts of Iowa, the more northern parts of Iowa.
Right.
But, like within the metro is growing so extensively. Like that's not really a
should
thing
he have said the
anymore.
oceans of Norwalk? 'Cause-
He said the oceans of Iowa.
right, but
Yeah.
they were in Norwalk though,
Yeah.
weren't they? So to
Well,
be
and
fair,
even-
you go to Des Moines, you're not going to see any cornfields.
Well, and even so, I grew up in Norwalk, and when I was growing up, our backyard was a cornfield, but now that doesn't exist, and it is literally all development. And I remember because the guy who owned those cornfields, his name was Farmer John, and so there was a bunch of us kids who would play in his
First name
cornfield,
Farmer.
and he'd get pissed off that we were there and yell at us.
Go on, get.
Right. So but now that doesn't exist. Like it's all housing back there.
Yeah.
And off to the side is housing. So even Norwalk is like expanding outward.
He's just trying to be poetic.
I
It
know.
worked. It was like, yeah, man.
Well,
the oceans of Iowa.
but to be fair, if you spend any time outside of a metro area in Iowa,
True.
it is nothing. I grew up in Southwest Iowa where, I worked on a farm all through high school, and, everything is still there like that. And
I just didn't want the outside world to assume that is.
And
all there
And
is.
you're
we already
right.
have that going against us.
You're right, because the perception,
We're trying to bring more things here.
Oh,
right?
yeah, we've got a lot of great things like coming here to visit and stuff.
When I was working at a large financial institution and was in New York City, and they said, "Oh, you're from Iowa? Wow, you guys that's potatoes, right?" And I'm like, "That's Idaho."
There's no dirt on your shoes.
I know. I'm like, we actually have, and I said this. I said, we actually have paved roads and cars. It's unreal.
We just got them.
Yeah. And then they understand that I'm being a sarcastic a-hole, and then they just change the conversation. So it's good.
Oh my God.
That's not very Iowa nice of you, Steve.
I don't subscribe to that at all.
You're like, we just got Tuckers, and I think they're going to really take off. Hey, you. Yes, I'm talking to you. Thanks for listening to Field of Geeks podcast. I'd like to remind you to please check us out on all social media and most streaming and download platforms. fieldofgeeks.com. Back to the show. I don't know if you guys are Tomb Raider fans.
Yes, the most recent one, the one that looks like what's her name? Help me out. She's married to Michael Fassbender.
Oh, yeah,
What's her
Alicia
name?
Vikander.
Yeah,
Yes.
I mean, she actually looks like her in the game. So
Well, the remake was based off the 2013 rebooted game, which I never played it.
I did.
It was pretty good.
Excellent.
Yes, I'm sure this game has a lot of similarities to it. And it kind of had like mixed reception. It made a lot of money overseas. It made its budget back. So a lot of people were shocked it's getting a sequel when other movies have not been so lucky.
Judge Dredd.
Urban
Then-
Dread.
yeah.
Oh, man, that's a good one. Even the Power Rangers one was good. And they're rebooting that again. It's like, that's just stupid. And then, is it Alita? Battle Angel?
Yeah.
didn't they just do that?
Yeah, but I don't think there's going to be a sequel. It doesn't have a
Which
big
is too
chance.
bad because I
know.
enjoyed it. It's
Yes,
not on
this
video
would be
now.
Sorry.
But that's still a
Video,
phrase.
sorry.
Yeah, it's still a phrase. Out on Blu-ray.
I'm so old.
Hey, I still
Go
like
to
home video.
Blockbuster and pick it up.
Yeah, let's go to Blockbuster.
We got a family.
Will you
video.
drive me there, honey, so I can get my prescriptions on the way? Thank you. You're so nice.
You're welcome.
But yeah, so they're making a sequel, and yeah, to be fair, the first one opened up against Black Panther, so it got buried, you know,
Yeah.
here in the States at least. Of course, we had the Angelina Jolie ones in the early 2000s. I liked the first one back then. It doesn't hold up too well.
No, that time frame, the movies really don't hold up that great.
That's true. Yeah.
But, at the time, it was a big deal.
Did you enjoy them at the time?
I enjoyed the first one at the time.
Yeah. Second one got a little goofy when she punched the shark.
Second one
and
was goofy.
Terrible effects. Yeah.
Second one, it felt like more of a 90s film in the cheesiness factor.
It has some big casts, though. Like Daniel Craig was in the first one, and then Gerard Butler was in the second one.
Yep.
So it's before they hit it big. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the show Free Fire. Amy Jump is a scriptwriter for that. She's writing a script for the second one, and her husband's going to direct it. He also directed Free Fire. So I'm not really sure what that direction is going to be like. It's a different director this time. Sadly, they were expecting it to bomb. Most people are anyway, because it's opening up against a Marvel film again. Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings.
Is it the same actress?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, she's back.
Cool.
I heard the first one was pretty good, and it's on my watch list.
I don't know why I never saw it. I enjoyed all the games.
Well, it's probably also the marketing. How people weren't aware of it. Are you excited about the sequel? Of course, you haven't seen the first one.
Yeah,
I haven't either. I need to.
I need to see the first one and determine my excitement level from there.
I'm excited for her because I like to see her in more roles, especially like big blockbuster roles.
Right. She's a striking actress, no question.
Do you own the original films?
I own the
VHS?
first one on regular DVD, I believe.
Yeah, first one's obviously the best, but it does not hold up. This remake underperformed compared to that one. Yeah. Which maybe because Angelina Jolie.
Well, that's just it. Angelina Jolie was the name, she drove the attendance to that.
Yeah, she did. And she did her own stunts and stuff, so it's kind of a big thing back then. It's kind of an odd tonal movie looking back. Just early 2000s popcorn movie, pretty much. And we'll see what the sequel brings. It's supposed to come out March, I believe, 2020. And
stay tuned.
Yes. Speaking of trailers, Birds of Prey teaser came out, and it is really a teaser. I read something on the internet saying like they're gonna have a bigger version in theaters with the It Chapter 2 movie. But Joey said it was like the same length, so it ended up being just exactly what we saw on the internet.
Is there a correlation between that? Because I did see how they opened it up with the red balloons, and I really loved
Warner Brothers. That's pretty much it.
That's
the only relation, because they have a big movie, coming out.
And then she makes that comment about
that was pretty cool, I thought. And the last balloon popped, covering up the F-bomb. Yeah, are you guys excited to see Harley Quinn again? Especially Margot Robbie? She's probably the highlight of Suicide Squad, I'd say.
Yes, and I love her, and I think she's a phenomenal actress, so I will definitely go and see that. She does a really good job.
Yeah, everything else is so flashy.
And so she can just pull all of these accents off.
She's super young, too. She's, I don't know, mid-20s, maybe? That's crazy.
She's unreal.
You probably weren't a huge Suicide Squad fan, were you?
I didn't like it, but I didn't hate it.
It was an enjoyable mess.
It was enjoyable. But, it wasn't anything I walked out of thinking, that really changed my life.
And I waited to see it until it came out on DVD, and I'm glad on video. Yeah. And
the extended cut's better. It's a little bit better.
I saw that.
There's an additional scene with her, tracking down the Joker, and he actually, takes her to the...
Yeah, but I'm
kind of ridiculous, though.
Yeah.
Because I don't know that I would have liked it in theaters. I didn't really like it watching it at home. So
it was just cut. Well, we've said this before. It was cut by a trailer company. So you're watching a scene, and then all of a sudden they interject something else, and then
it was like a big long music video, and
kind of like getting shot with heroin or something.
Yeah, they tried to be way too stylish with it, which was a mistake. And Killer Croc looks stupid. But
you didn't like his look?
I didn't. But at the same time, she was an absolute standout in the movie. And I'm excited to see it. I mean, the Birds of Prey comic, they're excellent, you know, and so I think it's very exciting.
Birds of Prey, doesn't it focus on...
Batgirl, the Huntress, Black Canary, and off and on Harley Quinn.
Gotcha. And is she with the group or is she against the group?
There's both.
Kind of both?
There's been times, yeah. That's why she's cool in the DC universe and the comics, because she floats that line between... total a-hole bad person, and then she'll do something good. And
probably won't have Batgirl in this one unless she's at the end or something, because they haven't had a big casting announcement or anything. I would really like to have play Batgirl. Emma Stone, I think, would make a great Batgirl.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like they're going to be doing that. It looks really dark and gritty from the teaser we saw.
Is there any speculation on who they might cast for that? Or nothing.
Kristen
right now?
Stewart one time was in the, but that's not
Well,
going to happen
you
now.
can't have Robert Pattinson playing Batman.
And have her be Batgirl.
They're like, wow, there's a lot of tension here.
It's going to be a lot of sparkles and,
Oh, God.
yeah, glitter.
Can't do that again.
Flying through
I
trees
just
and shit.
see that the DC world would tear that apart.
A lot of people want her to be Catwoman now just because of that dynamic. But it's like, yeah, he had his heart broken probably. So not to defend him, but that'd be hard. Like, yeah, let me act against this. My ex-lover.
I don't know.
Come up with a list of people that
Yeah.
we should put that out as a poll. Who should play? I don't know about Emma Stone.
Really?
I mean, yeah, maybe. She's very comedic, though, to me. I don't...
Well, Batgirl's kind of...
She's a lighter character than Batman.
She's
You know,
not...
there've been worse females casted, I guess. So,
Well, you know, bring back Alicia Silverstone.
There's been several Batgirls.
yeah.
Barbara Gordon, Cassandra Cain, and Stephanie Brown.
Yes, and yeah, Batwoman coming out for the CW. So
Which I'm excited for that. That looks really cool.
I like the costume. I'm nervous about the whole team dynamic if she's gonna have a team because that seems to be the CW's thing. Like everyone's gonna have a team, but I don't think the Flash is that in the comics at all. Kind of solo.
The Flash family, yeah, it's
There's
a big
Flash.
deal.
Okay.
Yeah. Especially
There
in
you
the 90s, you know. I mean, you had Jay Garrick as the older Flash mentoring Wally West. Barry Allen was dead in the storyline.
Oh right.
But then you had Bart Allen, who was Impulse, was like the younger dude.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, so it's always been a big deal.
I guess I thought that was a CW move. Unfortunately, I don't know the comics too well.
That's
But-
why we have Steve.
Yes, that is true. That's true.
But, you know, I mean, it's tough to make a solo person TV show that isn't ongoing.
I know. Yeah.
You know,
it's
you
true.
need a larger dynamic than that.
That's why I'm a miniseries fan more than anything. Like, just give me 10 episodes a season or something. You know, if you want to keep
Well,
it
right,
going.
like Netflix and Punisher, and you know,
Yeah.
I mean, you know, if they were doing a regular episodic network TV show that's 20, 22 episodes a season,
That's just
it'd
too
have to be
much.
something like The Defenders, because then you have enough characters
Mhm.
to be able to balance through.
Right. And there'd just be so much filler and
Right.
stuff. Yeah. I just like to keep the story going, being consistent. Black Mask. Where's this damn mask? Like, and I don't know the comics again. All I know of him is he's always wearing a black mask and he's very scary. But now you got Ewan McGregor with sunglasses on, laughing. He looks like a music producer or something. I'm like, what the
Anyone with a name and they're playing a villain,
I know.
they're not going to wear the mask.
I know.
They're
And I
gonna be
hate that.
seen.
I so hate that. And that's why I applaud Carl Urban. He's a big actor, but he's not like Ewan McGregor probably. But in Dredd, he never takes that mask off. He never takes the helmet off.
Right.
And that, I appreciate that more. But I get it.
Like
Gotta show
Kylo
his
Ren, you
face.
know, he'll wear it once or twice
Yeah.
in Star Wars, and then all of a sudden it's off, and he's being an emo.
Why are you wearing a mask again?
Hey. No.
Uh-oh.
I know she likes emos. It's weird.
No, I don't like emo. I just like Adam Driver. I think he was a good choice for that.
He was an awesome choice. Speaking of which, the Oral Knots YouTube channel has a Kylo Ren reacts video to the new trailer. It's hilarious.
Is it him hitting the wall with his lightsaber?
He didn't do it in this one,
Oh, okay.
but it was great. I would recommend that.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, that's my only complaint. And I think I've seen a set photo of him in the mask, so we'll get there. But maybe it's an origin tale. I don't know if he's disfigured, if that's why he wears it. But yeah, that's the problem with big actors. Like Iron Man now. Like that whole nano thing takes me out of believing in what I'm seeing. Just their helmets disappearing like pixie dust. I don't buy it. Still don't buy it. And I loved Endgame and the other films, but it just takes me out. I hate that. It's like, you need to get, I don't know. I just like the helmets. Or have it open up, you know, show his damn face like that.
Like they did in the first one.
Yeah, do that. But I'm just not big into the nanotech. You know, it just seems kind of, it's all fake. But, you know, it really does, it takes you out of the realism, I guess.
When CGI is easier to use than costumes,
right,
they'll do stuff like that. You know,
so-
I mean, but I get where you're coming from.
And I know we've Warner Brothers DC slate hasn't been smooth sailing, and it seemed like they've recovered lately. What's your thoughts on the whole, where they're at right now with their films? Are you liking the direction?
Shazam was a good pick-me-up.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Pattinson's now signed on for 3 Batman films.
I think he's going to do great.
I think he's going to do phenomenal.
Yeah.
I really do.
I remember sitting here I don't even know how many months ago. And I remember we were having this conversation and we were just like, DC's dead. They can't recover. There's nothing that they can do. I remember saying that. I'm not saying you guys are saying that. I just remember being like, I don't know how they're going to.
I always remember being optimistic. I was pissed at their decision to just panic and totally...
See, Warner Brothers panics. And so until they can get out of that and just let themselves slowly, organically build their universe, like what they're doing with Wonder Woman is great. You know, Justice League was Justice League. Great parts, bad parts. You know, I mean, it was just... But at the same time, if they just slow down, do their thing, and take it for what it is, they don't have to race Marvel. No. You know, Marvel, they shouldn't. You know, it was 20 plus films that got Marvel to this point.
Sure.
And they took their time and they let it grow organically.
Right.
You know, I mean, if you can't just do that in 6-7 films.
And look at it this way. I mean, as Marvel's now starting to build all of their sub-universes.
Expanded stuff, right? Yeah.
They're going to take a back seat for a little bit. This is now the time for DC to grow, and now they can have the front seat.
Yeah.
If they would have done it. And I think, I agree with you. They're kind of in a good spot right now where they're really starting to baseline themselves.
I did applaud DC for trying to make the stakes higher, I would say. Like, yeah, you could say it wasn't fun. It was just very dark and dreary, you know, but I do applaud them from tonally. They did something different. It just felt like there's stakes. You weren't going to get a happy ending. People are going to die.
See, and I'm a fan of that.
Yeah.
You know, I really am. I mean, what I hate is when, you know, someone says, hey, man, I saw Avengers. It was really funny. Yeah. You know what? Yeah. Shut up and take your oily hipster beard and get the hell out of my face. No, I'm just kidding.
I shaved that, to be fair. No.
Yeah. And no, but if I want to see a comedy, I'll watch a comedy, you know, and I don't mind humor interjected here and there. Sure. But, you know, look at Ragnarok. I mean, it was nothing but a buddy comedy. That's not the characters. Neither Thor or Hulk are comedic characters like in the comics, and they never have been, you know.
Right. Yeah.
And they were reduced to almost a sitcom, you know, and so for me that was tough. And I'm not gonna be a total elitist. There was a lot of stuff about Ragnarok I did like.
Yeah,
you know,
same here. It's a fun movie, and it's got a lot of 80s nostalgia.
Right.
With it, you know.
I don't like the, you know, I like having, Batman is not a jokey character. No. You know, Batman is someone who is completely revenge driven.
And he wasn't until the Frankenstein version of Justice League. Right. You know, when he's like, I'm bleeding. He's like, I do not like you. Like, why? Who wrote this? Well, obviously Joss Whedon probably wrote it.
Right.
No, I totally get what you're saying. And I think for Thor, to defend it a little bit, I guess, they were probably going for broke because there wasn't a big attention for the first two, maybe. And the other thing is they discovered Hemsworth was funny because he's probably the highlight of that Ghostbusters reboot. Yeah. So they're like, let's use that. And they changed the character. It's great it was a success, but sadly, since it was a success, more of that probably. So this next Thor, I mean, yeah, we got Fat Thor, and he was comedic, and I enjoyed it, though, just to see a character who's like, you know, he's like a perfect physique, and all of a sudden he's like me.
But I don't want to see Batman that way ever, because I agree with you. That is not.
Oh, no, I get it. Yeah, right. Yeah.
So to take that direction would be, that would be wrong. I don't think anybody would want to see that at all, because that's just not who he is.
Right. And they nailed Wonder Woman. She's this optimistic, idealistic, out of place royal character, and who is also at the same time pretty much a badass. You know, I mean, they completely nailed that, you know.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Shazam, they didn't necessarily nail all the way, but they got pretty close. Yeah. You know,
the budget wasn't as big. So
right.
Yeah,
and that film did pretty well. It was great. And honestly, I think they nailed it for a cinematic version of it. Because not everything translates. I like a darker universe because to me it provides balance. I already know what I'm going to get with a Marvel film. You know, I'm going to laugh half the time and I'm going to be like, oh, cool, that looks sweet half the time. And the other time I'm going to be like, yeah, Thor would never do that.
I agree with you.
Thanks.
Oh my gosh. And we got it recorded. It's awesome.
For the first time ever.
Yeah, right. But, like back when Dark Knight was a success, they're like, oh, we're going to make Superman dark. Like, I was against that. I was forgiving with the Man of Steel because I thought it was interesting. If they're sharing the same movie, yes, it's got to be that way. I think it would have been more interesting. Make these movies different. Like, Superman's more flashy with color, and then you got the Batman. But then when they collide, I think artistically it would have been kind of cool to have Metropolis like look totally different than Gotham.
Which it does in the comics.
Yes, yeah. And they're now across from each other, which I'm okay with that. That's fine. I think that would have been really interesting to make it just crisp, clean. And then you go to Gotham and it's like a shithole kind of,
Right.
But yeah, with this new direction, it'll be very interesting. I mean, I'm happy. They have success. You can't deny that.
Yeah.
Wonder Woman was a huge success. If we didn't have that, it would have been a lot harder to take Justice League for what it was. That's why I never really was like, it's going to the shitter. Because I was like, well, they have Wonder Woman, and then they had Aquaman success, and then Shazam, I think, was a moderate success.
Yeah, I just bought Shazam on video.
Ooh.
Can you splice her saying I agree, like after everything I say?
Yes, I can do that.
That'd be great.
I can do that.
Thank you.
Can I get a clear I agree? Go ahead. Action.
I agree.
Sweet. You got it,
Beautiful.
Steve.
Done. Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
It's a lot of editing, but it'd be worth it.
Yeah. I think Megan should never do another podcast with us again. That's where you insert in her I agree right after I say that. I'm totally kidding, of course.
I agree.
Just take out what she said and just say I agree.
All right.
Get into our next trailer, Bad Boys for Life.
Bad boys, bad boys.
What you gonna do?
What you gonna do when they come for Steve?
Yeah. It's been 16 years since we last saw these guys, Mike Larry and Marcus Burnett. First Bad Boys came out in 95, and the second one came out in 03, which is crazy. You're a big fan. Steve has not seen these.
Yeah,
we will have a special commentary on one of these Bad Boys films, I think.
I vote to
I do that.
vote Steve out of the Big Brother house.
Okay.
Since he tried to
Cheapers.
vote me off, I'm going to vote you
I said
off.
I was kidding, though.
Yeah, but I'm not.
I know.
I'm kidding. I'm excited. I know they had talked about this for a really long time, that 3 was coming, and then they didn't come out, and it didn't come out, and it didn't come out, just because the whole Marvel universe was coming about, and they didn't want to compete with that, and I guess I understood that. So now it's here. And I know they retitled it, so it's Bad Boys for Life. I think it was just going to be Bad Boys 3. Now,
do you like the for life, or do you prefer 3? Okay.
I do. I feel like it gives it that extra gangster vibe. I don't know. That's what we're going to call it. Bad Boys for Life.
I like
that's
that.
a saying. That's what people say.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
For life.
For life.
Yeah, the opening shot in that trailer.
That's like
that
the
was
perfect setting for a Bad Boys film.
It's hilarious.
Like Will
that's
Smith.
the dynamic between the two of them.
Will Smith is like all sexy and smooth, and then Martin Lawrence is just like, boom, at the door. He's like, yeah, you could probably buff that out. That was funny. Just open up to a fire hydrant.
Yep.
Mike Larry, he inherited money, and so he always drives, for his cop car, first movie he had a Porsche, because what cop doesn't?
Right.
And then the second one he had a Ferrari, which they addressed how ridiculous that is in the second one, because when it gets all damaged, he's on the phone with them. He's like, it's going to cost $20,000 to repair a fender. And, it's just kind of like an inside joke. Like, this is ridiculous. Like, nobody would drive this. So now I think he's got a Ferrari again, but it's just hilarious how that's their cop car. Will Smith looks just like he did. Martin Lawrence does not.
No.
Holy shit.
I wasn't going to mention it, but I'm glad you said it.
He just looks like they just woke him up. Like, hey, you wanna shoot this movie?
Act? Do you want to be in this movie?
He's just so out of shape. It's crazy.
Yeah,
but
he's
they'll probably play
ballooned.
with it. He's the only one that's really showing any age.
But his humor is still spot on. It's
Yeah.
still there. And the writing from, the little bit that I saw, it's still in line with the original and then the second. So.
Mm-hmm. And then they have their captain. Joe,
he's...
how do you say his last name?
I don't know.
Pantiolano? I don't know. It's
God,
weird.
He's old, though. If you look at him from the
He looks
first
old
one.
in the trailer. I think it's the mustache. He has a mustache now. But yeah, there's that scene where he's talking to Will Smith. And I'm like, oh my God, he looks so old. But I'm like, it's been a long time. Mm-hmm. Like, these movies have taken place over many years. For those who don't know, he played the pimp in Risky Business. He was in the Matrix films. It looks pretty good. I like the second one. It just was too long. The second one just felt like it had like 2 endings. It was just like, all right, we're going to Cuba now. What the hell's going on? And we're going to drive through all these houses. And the first one was like 90 minutes, I think, to 2 hours.
In its true 90s fashion.
Yeah. Looks like Martin Lawrence's character's ready to retire, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think he had to be begged to come back for the one last case, which I don't know what the hell that's going to be. You're familiar with his sister, right? From the second one. Gabrielle Union.
Yeah.
She's actually in LA Finest. It's a spinoff.
Oh.
It's a television. Yeah, her character's in it with Jessica Alba. Yeah, you didn't know about it?
No.
See, I don't know if it's getting a second season, but it's on Spectrum. I don't know what that is.
I don't even know what that is. It's probably why I don't know about it.
Yeah,
Spectrum.
exactly. Jerry Bruckheimer is producing Bad Boys for Life, and he also produced this spin-off show. And I was just looking at how many episodes it had, because I was just curious if it got a season 2.
Right.
I haven't seen it. I'm not really interested in seeing it, but I did find it intriguing that a lot of the episode titles are actually Jerry Bruckheimer films.
Jerry did the Pirates as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So the titles I found were Con Air, Deja Vu. These are all movies he produced. I'm not kidding. Dead Man Tell No Tales.
Right.
Pirates. Dangerous Minds. Enemy of the State, and Armageddon. Those are just some of the episode titles.
Interesting.
I was just like, wow, they just really didn't. They're like, hey,
Yeah.
Jerry, let's just grab your title. I think it's kind of interesting how they did that, but I don't know if the show's any good. So I'm just saying, if you want more Bad Boys, there you go. There's your spinoff. So,
Lore building.
yes.
Have you ever
yes.
seen the movie Hot Fuzz? I love bringing this up.
I love Hot Fuzz.
Yeah, and so you know a little bit about Bad Boys, and then you've never seen Bad Boys.
Have you seen Hot Fuzz? You gotta
So
see
I think they use
Shaun of the
that
Dead, Hot
line,
Fuzz.
though, don't they? In Hot Fuzz, they say "Bad Boys for Life." I think they use that.
Maybe they do. I'm not
I'll have
sure
to research
because that's
that.
been used in the other films.
Obviously, this was before Bad Boys for Life, but I think
Right.
they say that.
But you know what the last episode for season 1 is titled?
What?
Bad Girls.
For Life?
No, it's just Bad Girls.
Once
It's a
a bad
strip
girl,
club
I was a
episode.
bad
I don't
girl.
know. Joker, final trailer came out.
Yeah.
We excited?
Very.
Are we less excited than the first trailer or more excited? What are your
I'm
thoughts?
more excited.
Yeah.
I was a skeptic, if you recall, and I just thought, But I feel like this is going to be a big win.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is going to be awesome. I mean, I don't know. I like I hesitate to say low budget, but I like the feel
Yes.
and the look of the film.
It's got that grungy, darker.
It also looks rich, like in the way it's shot.
Yes.
The
Yeah.
colors, the
I'm just
style.
thinking in terms of how he became what he
Right.
became.
The origin
It's
is,
true.
yeah. And it's really building up to him going through so much crap that, he's going to totally lose his mind, and I love every second of that.
I agree.
Yeah, and it's weird. It's got like an uplifting, like the score of the movie. It's towards the end of the trailer. It's got like an uplifting, like he's running down the hall. It's like an uplifting, like it feels like a Patch Adams movie or something. It's like an evil Patch Adams.
What's the rating on it? Is it
Rated R.
Is
It's
it?
R,
that's-
yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I got an 8-minute standing ovation at the Venice premiere. So that's pretty special. Unless they do that for every movie, I don't know.
Well, they also put up statues of Iron Man in Italy.
Yes,
So
yeah, they wheeled those out, right?
I'm not sure I take
Joker's
stock.
next.
Joker's next.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it really does capture how hard it is to become a comedian, like especially when his character so wants to be known and adored. And Robert De Niro's character he's like a Johnny Carson
Talk show guy.
host, and basically Arthur is the butt of the jokes. Scene of him laughing when he's like putting his shirt on, it almost looks like it's like a performance in a way, even though he doesn't really think he's laughing.
Joker's laugh has always been defined as creepy and just kind of a disturbing.
It's supposed to
doesn't
be-
sit
Yeah.
right with
I'm
everyone.
Right.
praising it for that. But it felt like it just came out of nowhere. Like it felt like maybe at first it was a performance, and then he just kind of fell into, this is me, and I'm actually enjoying this, and this is my real laugh. And even though it sounds kind of
Weird.
fake or whatever, yeah. It looks like his mom isn't well, which I think a lot of people predicted. There's that scene she's in the hospital bed, and I imagine it might be her death in Gotham society in general that probably makes him finally turn. I hate to say it, but I really think he's the son of Thomas Wayne. It looks like it's going that way. So that means Batman and Joker are brothers. Will that
If
make
they
you
do
mad?
that, I will be pissed
You'll
off.
be pissed off.
That
Yeah.
doesn't need to happen. It's not necessary.
And it's not in the comics. Right?
No, not at all.
Well, that's the thing, though. This is not going to be an original story. This is going to be its own thing. It's a one-off.
Right.
It's a one-off. So,
What if his mom's name's Martha?
Martha. The movie reflects some old movies I found. The King, never did see this one, The King of Comedy. I've heard a lot of comparisons to that film. And Taxi Driver, I've seen that one, and I definitely see the turn there. Because I think that's how Taxi Driver is. It's like he starts out kind of like a normal dude, and then he becomes psycho because of society and the way things are.
Right.
A lot of Scorsese vibe, and he's also producing this film, so it's kind of like a tribute to him. Todd Phillips, who directed The Hangover, he's doing this film, which you never thought the guy who did the Hangover trilogy would do a Joker movie.
Right.
But Joaquin Phoenix, of course, I'm sure he'll get a nomination.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, he's really channeling Ledger, but it's I don't know, it's something different.
It is. It's like Will Smith is the genie, I mean, you can see the tribute, but it's still his own.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be very similar to that, but...
Sure. And it's weird because the skyline of Gotham and that train, it looks like Batman Begins almost.
Yeah.
Like they could exist in the same world. It's not going to be that way. But this takes place in the 70s. Joker appears to start a movement in the film. There's like a sign, like a protest sign that says we're all clowns. And he got the clown mask.
Yeah.
Which you see that dude in the taxi cab wearing. So I'm like, what's that all about? That's so weird. Like, what came first? Was it the Joker or was it the mask? And then kind of just merged them. But I did notice the newspaper headline he was reading, it said, latest news on the murders, and it had that clown on the cover with the teeth. So it's like, I wonder if he's already starting to kill, or if he's building up to that point. But the whole Thomas Wayne, to keep showing him, and he's played by Brett Cullen, who was in Dark Knight Rises. He was the senator or congressman kidnapped by Catwoman. Mm-hmm. He's at the bar and stuff. So it's kind of funny how he's now Thomas Wayne. Maybe Joker isn't his son, but there's like a connection there. Joker's observing him a lot. And of course, there's that scene where he's like, you think this is funny, Thomas Wayne? And he just punches the Joker. That's kind of cool to see. It's a different side of Thomas Wayne. And I hopefully it's a good side. I don't know. But then there's that weird Charlie Chaplin Film Festival thing. I guess that's Wayne Hall. Modern Times is the movie they're showing there. It depicts Great Depression era economic hardships. I guess they're kind of saying Charlie Chaplin inspired the Joker as well. Of course, Zazie Beetz is the love interest who played Domino in Deadpool 2.
Oh, yeah.
So that's very interesting. So yeah, Joker has a lady. It's not Harley Quinn this time. Since it's a one-off movie, I know we've seen the Waynes killed a million times, but if Thomas Wayne is still alive at the end, I think it would be kind of clever to just show maybe them exit the theater, turn the corner, go down the alley, and then credits. Like you don't see it, but to me it looks like Thomas Wayne punches him, right? Pisses him off, and maybe he's like, this is the guy I'm going to go after eventually. And so at the end, you don't see it, but maybe...
That'd be an interesting ending, yeah.
You don't see him die. You just see them go down
the
alley.
Fade to black, credits.
You guys are all for this one-off movie?
Yeah, very much so.
Would you like DC to do more in the future, one-offs? Confuse people if they're trying to do a universe.
I think it's going to confuse people if they're going to be trying to establish a universe on one section and then another doing something. Right, yeah.
You think they should just pick what they're going to do?
Pick what they're going to do.
Yeah. That does set them apart from Marvel.
Sets them apart, but at the same time, audiences aren't. Yeah. Clearly, audiences are very stupid.
You still have Leto in the mix, possibly coming back as Joker. We don't know. Can there be two Jokers? Can people understand that?
I would have liked to have seen his fleshed out more.
Yeah.
I didn't get enough of him in Suicide Squad to say awesome choice, terrible choice. I wanted to see more past that.
I agree. I had heard that they had shot more scenes.
They did. They shot a lot more.
Cut a lot of that out.
They just kept making mistakes after mistakes in that film. Yeah, it was just like a big miss. Because, you have the Pattinson one where he's starting out, I think, as Batman, maybe. Or he's
younger Batman.
Yes.
Right?
So it's like, are you going to have Joker in this one? Can you have Joker?
So then Joker would have to be younger. And Joaquin Phoenix is not a very
young
actor.
And they'll be set in different times.
Yeah.
Unless we get surprised, and because it's a noir piece, we get surprised and it actually takes place in the 80s, then you can actually connect the Joker, but you'd have to accept that origin. Or you could be really method with it, like the Joker doesn't have an origin and he inspires other Jokers. So there's really everyone's accepted, basically.
I see what you're going. Okay.
I was really excited when Affleck was chosen, and they really put those Easter eggs in about, you saw the Robin suit. There's this history. I couldn't wait to see that, like, actually played out. Bring in Nightwing. Not like you have to go back into the past, but you could easily make Affleck look 10 years younger and do that.
Yeah.
But if he had a solo film, which word was he had all the villains in it. It was like Arkham. He lands in Arkham, but you could see an old Nightwing coming by, and they're just kind of referring to the past Robin who passed away and eventually get there. But sadly, it's probably not going to happen now with the whole Robert Pattinson one. They're kind of just starting over again.
Yeah, that would be weird. And bring him on, so now you have 2 Batmans. And
I don't know. It's very strange. I definitely want to see this. I just have mixed feelings about it. I just feel like a wrong time maybe to do this.
Don't you want to sit in those board meetings?
And punch
I don't
people
know.
repeatedly.
Just to try to understand what they're thinking and where they want to go and who, like, I just
that's what's difficult about it. Like, Jeff Johns was brought in to make things better, but I think he still had to clean up what the previous person did, and so obviously that wasn't successful.
There's no way they gave him the control he should have had.
They should.
There isn't.
Give him like one credit to something shitty because he's got to course correct.
Yeah.
And then Wonder Woman he had part of, but by that time I think he was taken out. But he had something to do with Wonder Woman, and that was
everything he touches comics wise is gold, literal gold.
Right.
And so, in knowing him like I do, there's no way, he's not gonna do it the right way.
Yeah.
Unless he's got some sort of outside influence that's inhibiting that.
Yeah, that's just what sucks. Is like your time to shine is very brief, and if it's not successful, you're gone, and then that next person has to pick up the pieces. Unless you wait years and then you can just start fresh. But right now they want to keep going. And this whole Joker thing, I think they got interested because big names were interested in becoming a part of it. Like Robert De Niro wanted to be in it. Scorsese, I think originally might have directed it. De Niro actually looks like he's in top form again.
Yeah, he looks good.
To me, I love De Niro, but it seems like he's phoned it in for a while now. And it's just
he's getting up there.
Used to mean something when he was in a film. Now it's just kind of like...
He takes on smaller pieces and odd pieces.
And they're kind of all the same type of character. It doesn't seem.
You ever see Ronin?
Range. I love Ronin. Yeah. Those car chases were amazing. And they still, I'm sure, hold up.
It's one of my favorite De Niro films.
Yeah. Gone in 60 Seconds came out, the remake. People were like, these car scenes are amazing. I'm like, no, you guys see Ronin.
Yeah.
And I sat my dad down. I showed him every car chase scene. It was just insane. Cool. Yeah. That was a good movie. That's something to definitely check out. I think you can see it for free on YouTube right now. YouTube Films.
I have it on VHS.
Hell yeah. Track that fucker. No.
That's how old I am.
It's all blurry.
I don't even have a VHS player anymore.
Oh, you don't? I got a few.
I think Claire does in her room, but
they're coming back. It's going to be like records. They're coming back.
Ugh. I hope not.
If you want to buy a VCR right now, it's very expensive. It's like $200, I think, to go online and find one because they're just rare. Them. So you get like shitty quality video that you pay a lot of money for. So that's how it was. Moving on, Terminator Dark Fate. Megan is super excited about this one.
What do you think, Megan?
I agree.
She
is excited.
Yep.
They've had 3 attempts to move this Terminator franchise forward, and they just kind of keep stalling.
I'll still believe it when I see it. Now that said, I am excited for it. I mean, bringing back Linda Hamilton,
Sarah Connor.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot to initially like about the film, and I can't remember which trailer it was, but it looked very T2. And we're rewriting that, but I'm hoping it goes a little bit more original.
I hope so. Yeah.
But no, I'm excited for this. I'll definitely see it in the theater. But I don't know. You get past Terminator 2 and it's...
3 is terrible.
Yeah.
It's a rehash of 2. And they just basically I swear, it's like, okay, T2, he comes to a biker's bar. T3 comes to a gay bar.
Right. Which one had Chris Worthington?
Oh, you talking about Sam?
Sam Worthington.
That was Salvation.
Everyone's named Chris, it seems like. Sam Worthington, Salvation. I enjoyed that one.
Yeah,
for what it was.
I did too. Christian Bale. I mean, he was hot off of Dark Knight.
That was probably my favorite one since T2.
Yeah.
you know, but again, it also wasn't one where I was like, I wasn't blown away.
It had some cool moments.
But I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
You know,
Big cast.
And the others, I was like, well, there's a couple cool moments, but by and large, I just don't like this film.
Genesis was... When I first saw Genesis, I did get the T2 vibe from it.
Yeah.
Because it just felt like it was an experience. But yeah, it does not hold up too well. And they totally erased everything they did. So
yeah,
definitely screwed that up a lot. But yeah, this new one, I didn't realize how much I missed Sarah Connor, especially Linda Hamilton, Sarah Connor.
Yeah.
You know, she's back. She's all gritty.
She's awesome.
And there's some good like lines in this one already, just in the preview. But, you know, the whole talk fast. Yeah. And you got the Mackenzie Phillips Altered Human, which, you know, that's what sucks about these other attempts at Terminator, because they always have to one-up, you know, the last Terminator.
Yeah.
This Altered Human, we kind of already got that with Sam Worthington. This T-1000 like looking thing kind of looks very similar to what we've gotten already, but they're erasing those. So,
right.
Except we can't erase those from our minds. We've seen them, but I think they're taking kind of like what worked was kind of clever, and they're putting it into this. The whole Altered Human, I think, is interesting. It's like Kyle Reese, but he had powers, you know, a little bit. He was more strong. He could withstand getting hit and all that. But yeah, Mackenzie Phillips, you know, she was in Blade Runner 2049. Pretty good actress. She didn't have many lines in that Blade Runner, but this one looks pretty damn good. Looks like she's really on the same level as Linda Hamilton acting wise, you know. It's not like she's just a pretty face or whatever.
Right.
But I like how Linda Hamilton explained, like, August 29th, 1997, Judgment Day, they stopped it. The depiction of what it would have been, and the Terminator's rising out of the ocean. Like, that was awesome. That skull on the ground. I like that a lot. But then it jumps to scenes where it's kind of gritty and the CG looks a little sluggish.
Right.
I kind of like that crisp look they set up in the first two Terminators, you know, of the future.
Yeah.
Obviously, I know they want to make it all, and that's kind of what I didn't like about Salvation is some of the choices to alter the looks. I was like, let's just keep it the way it was. Cameron is producing these now, so
it'll be interesting to see.
I think it's as close as we'll get to success. But I know they want to do more. I don't know where they could go. Looks like we have a new Sarah Connor-like character who's being protected.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like they're retreading a lot. So that's why I'm just in that believe it till I see it mode. Yeah, I'm excited to see it, but I also I'm not expecting to be blown away.
Yeah.
I agree.
You know, it's a lot of a rehash. And like you said, it's like a mishmash of things that worked prior. Try and make it all into one thing.
You got old T-800 in a cabin.
Yeah.
Arnold. Looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
But I'm like, how did this happen? Tell me he's not the T2 Terminator. That's not possible.
Arnold can't be in movies and be a political junkie. It doesn't work.
He's not anymore.
Oh. See, it tells you how disconnected I am.
He's out of it. He's out of it now. I like how she tells him, like, after this is over, I'm going to kill you. So we'll see if that actually happens. But he's like, I understand. I know that he was supposed to be, like, the inspiration of the looks of the 800s. Yeah. But it appears he is a Terminator as well.
Cash grab.
Cha-ching.
Well, he was in the last one. Cha-ching.
That was a good one, actually.
That's his own sound effect. What's your thoughts on the new Terminator? Gabriel Luna, he plays him. He was Ghost Rider in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which he did a pretty good job. But what are your thoughts on the whole new, it can morph into two and all this shit? After T-1000, it's like you really can't top that to me.
I don't know.
I mean, it's cool, but it just kind of seems far-fetched.
That's just it. That's why it's, I don't know. I'm excited to see the movie. Yeah. I don't think it's going to be great.
You don't think so? I think it's got the best shot of being pretty good. November 1st, 2019 is when it's coming out, and I know Megan will be there. Yeah. Yep. She'll be there right away.
I'll make sure she's there.
It's been confirmed Edward Furlong is coming back. I don't know if that's going to be good or bad. Last I knew, he wasn't looking too good.
Is it a work release situation?
It's community service.
Yeah.
He gets coffee
probation,
on set.
Right? He's got an ankle monitor.
But you don't see John Connor, so I'm almost thinking like maybe he's killed off.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, that's true.
Or they actually like play into real life with him. I don't know. Have you seen any of the Terminator films?
No. So if I'm going to go see Terminator, you're going to see all the bad boys.
Okay.
And Fast and Furious.
I'm working my way through that. I think I told you guys that I was working my way through the Fast and Furious series. But I'm trying to watch them in order. Because the way that they came out.
Why are they furious?
They're not. Well, I don't know.
The first one is Point Break knockoff with cars. Then after that, they go into their
I mean, I get the fast.
thing.
I mean, it's a car-driven type
But
situation.
there is a certain order that you can watch them in.
Yeah, it's not the order they came out.
Right.
Yeah, because it won't make sense how they course correct.
I've seen the first one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I actually own the first one.
When they go to warp
On
speed.
On
VHS.
DVD.
Special features.
Mm-hmm.
You like when they go to warp speed on streets?
Yeah.
Yes, they really do.
I don't think the dialogue.
They're going so
is that
fucking
bad.
fast. It's hilarious. Like, you couldn't go that fast.
I'm not a fan of fart cars.
I've heard that term before.
Or
and
lawnmower.
I didn't realize that was a term until you just confirmed it for me. Because the term farty to me is hilarious because I'm immature, but I hear a lot of car enthusiasts say, "Oh, that sounds farty."
Yeah.
What's that? I don't
It doesn't growl. It doesn't rumble.
Yeah.
understand.
It farts.
Or it sounds like someone's mowing their lawn. To
Right.
me. It's like, oh.
Yeah, when these tough guys in their little jacked up Supras, start taking they're revving it up and they take off and it sounds like a fart. It's like that doesn't impress me at all.
Now every time I hear that, I'm gonna.
Badass.
Yeah.
There goes a badass.
And I actually said that to
who-
a kid once too. I'm like, because he was like revving it up and stuff, and I'm like, huh, you got a fart car. He just looks at me like, he had no idea what to say, which was funny, but
I wouldn't either.
Yeah.
Now I know. Now I'm in the inn.
That's
Yeah.
that's so funny. And they pay a lot of money for that to sound that
Yeah.
way. And
it sounds horrible.
I'll just stick to my Toyota.
Yeah,
it's like, oh, your car's got gas.
you have a nice little car out there.
It's not little.
No, but it's a nice car.
Toyota
That's not a
shit.
knife.
Yeah.
Megan can speak from experience. She has been a crash test.
She is a crash test dummy, isn't she?
With
I just realized, like, I don't want to say that part. I don't mean it, but crash tester.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's real life. They're probably actually taking that.
I should have
and-
paid you
and
for that.
just giving it Toyota and being like, look, this is what happened. And she walked away.
Yeah.
And so now they know.
Right.
Maybe on a
Crash
commercial.
tested.
Yes.
5 stars.
Right.
5 stars. Rate your experience.
Yeah, they're not going to say she's been sore for like 2 months now straight.
No. Not in the press, anyway.
Right.
I didn't have life-threatening injuries. Just,
That's true.
Just
They just prop her up at the news conferences, and they're like, all right,
Yeah.
go back to your cot.
go back to my car.
Rechloroformer.
So, comic news, you got some comics for us.
Just,
right?
nothing big. Just a couple recommendations. The Green Lantern, Grant Morrison's Hal Jordan story. That's some of the trippiest sci-fi comics you'll ever read in your life.
Really?
Highly recommended. Pretty good stuff. Blade Runner 2019. Excellent. The artwork is phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's
Whoa.
just, and it focuses on a female Blade Runner.
Oh, cool.
And so it's before, obviously it's 2019, not
It's 2
2049.
years after the original, right?
I think
'Cause
so,
the original
yeah.
was set in 2017, wasn't it?
Something like that.
Yeah.
But it's really, really pretty sweet.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's got a lot of good, so you can, advance the panel.
Oh.
Is this the Comixology app?
Yeah, so it's pretty good. Another Fantastic Four is cruising along. Just an excellent, fun comic. But again, I'm biased. I mean, it might be terrible to most people. I
Yeah.
enjoy it immensely. And then in comic news, popular character was killed off last week. Spoiler alert. Nightcrawler was incinerated.
What?
Yeah. And left, and Wolverine was kind of left to die with him.
Damn.
So we'll see how that works out. But
He'll be back.
I mean, no one dies in comics, right? But it was a pretty gut wrenching way to go out.
Damn.
It was causing a lot of buzz.
Shit.
And then at some point next year, there's going to be a black Batman.
Yes, I did read
That
about
was
that.
yeah. So that's causing racists everywhere to come out of the woodwork.
Well, do we know if he's going to be a Bruce Wayne, or is he like a different
I believe it's a different character.
different Earth, or just like a
No, I think
new-
it's in the Prime Earth, but it's
Okay.
just a different character.
right.
A lot of people are pointing at the character Batwing, who's African American.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So who knows, right? But I mean, again, it's just fun watching people
I know.
show their true colors a little bit when things like this happen.
I know. To be fair, like with the whole James Bond thing, they have a new 007 who's female, which is fine. My concern was like going forward, are they going to make James Bond female? Like that's not the character,
Right.
But there's some things I can accept. It's weird. Like, I can't explain it. But, like, when, like, Elementary on CBS, Sherlock Holmes, you have Lucy Liu playing a female Watson. The new Magnum PI, you have a female Higgins.
Yeah.
And anymore, I'm just like, fuck it. As long as it's good.
Yeah.
Written good, screw it.
Like, the new Magnum PI is amazing.
Yeah. It's like, I don't care. Just make it good, making me entertained, and don't make it, stupid and cheesy.
Yeah, just don't make it stupid.
Like, I don't care. It's refreshing. I'm all in. I don't give a shit. Like, just entertain me. That's what I want. Just entertain me. So, yeah, the whole Black Batman, like, I thought of that a long time ago.
Yeah.
I called DC. They didn't return my call, but... No, I'm all for that. Who cares? God, can you imagine, like, Idris Elba? I know everyone goes to Idris Elba for everything, but... I don't know. That dude just needs to get his.
Well, he's got a presence, So I mean, he's obviously going to be a name that's always thrown out there.
And he was in that new Fast and Furious spinoff, which I didn't see Hobbs and Shaw, but he's destined to have a big part. But sadly, he is getting. I think he's getting close to 60, so which is fine. But I'm saying, you know how it is. They want youthful people to be heroes and shit. But yeah, I could totally see him as Bond and definitely a Black Batman. Who cares? Like, fucking play around with it. You know? I don't know. I just come to that realization, like, why do I care? Like, I accept this. Why can't I just accept that? It's fine. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, I mean, you still...
Not saying it has to be changed.
You're still able to pay your bills. You get up every morning. The sun has not, left the solar system.
Right. I think Scarlett Johansson would make a great Batman.
There you go.
No, but play around with it. Just all I care in the end is just good material. Don't make me feel like I wasted my time. Just make it good. Make it count. Yeah,
there's a lot of good stuff out there right now.
The DC Universe app just got a lot more comics too, right?
A ton.
Yeah.
I am finally happy now with the DC Universe
They heard
app.
your complaints.
I guess so, right? I was whining like look at the lighting effects.
Yeah, I was reading it, but then I felt like I had to stop. But yes, it's really good.
Oh,
I mean, it's just
cool.
I mean, they've really nailed the artwork on Blade Runner 2019, but yeah,
The whole
DC
world
Universe
is
app.
awesome.
It really is. I mean, it's very interesting and
it's like the 2049 movie. It was beautiful. Like, it's an art piece. And you could say the plot's pretty simple, but it's really cool. And it really utilizes
I
that
feel like
universe.
I'm watching a movie and it's like the theatrical version of a museum.
Yeah.
It's just art.
It's like an expensive fan film of the first one.
It's unreal.
And they just honor the technology.
I enjoyed it immensely. I have it on my iPad. I watch it off and on. So I want to remain married. So I haven't bought physical comics.
I think that's a good excuse.
I bought Action Comics
You're running out of
1000 and Detective Comics 1000.
Yeah.
Physical. Just because they're big issues, and be fun to save. And I've already got almost 20,000 comics.
Well, if you ever want a physical, you just hit print.
Right, exactly. Well, and the nice thing about this is, if I run over this on accident, get a new iPad, I just log into my Comixology account, everything's there.
Right.
I just have to re-download it, and that doesn't take long. So.
Sure.
Or if your house burns.
Oh, God forbid my house burns. Yeah. Wait, are you planning something?
No, just saying.
Pretty stealthy today. She's got the sunglasses and everything.
On fire, and he instantly is going to think it's... I don't even know where you live.
She's got a hoodie on. She's all ready. Well, let's get into recommendations. Who wants to start?
Mindhunter.
Okay.
I was going to second that as well, because what I'm watching currently right now is not for the masses, but Mindhunter. This
is a Netflix show that's just wrapped season 2, right?
It's season 2 is out, and I've got, I think, 3 episodes left of season 2. Season 2 introduces Charles Manson. Season 1 and 2 really has an exterior focus on the BTK killer from Kansas. BTK stands for Blind Torture Kill, and this guy was a very normal church-going type guy in Kansas.
Oh my God.
And he wasn't apprehended, I believe, until 2005.
Wow.
This is the second season that you're talking about?
First and second. So,
towards the end, though?
Do you know, well, in season 1, the part where usually when they open up the show and they show some guy randomly and it doesn't really have anything to do with the story?
Yeah.
That's the BTK killer.
Is he the one who wears the glasses? And,
yes.
Okay, yeah. Yep. Him.
So they'll be showing him kind of throughout.
Yes.
And they still do that in season 2.
Well, now I know that he's that. I didn't know that he was that. I thought, God damn it.
He brings them sandwiches. Well, let's set it up for people who haven't seen it.
It's okay.
What is this show about exactly? It's about
the establishment of the behavioral sciences unit in the FBI back in the 70s. And so these are the people that coined the term serial killer.
Oh, okay.
Because that wasn't, even a term. Right. And so they're putting, science around what the criminals, what makes a serial killer tick. So they conduct interviews with notorious killers. Sure. So you have Charles Manson in season 2, Ed Kemper, the co-ed killer in season 1 and 2, David Berkowitz, the son of Sam.
Okay. Yep.
And they talk to multiple people. And so during the course of that, they get to kind of explore what makes their mind tick, and what brings them to that point, what took them there.
This is exploring the idea that at one point in time, both the FBI and your local law enforcement were under the education that they chose to be that way. Mm-hmm. Not that maybe they were born
right
with some sort of psychological abnormality, and so it
wasn't, or their environment didn't impact them, right?
That they chose
like
that.
Their parents, their upbringing.
It's getting the FBI to accept that we need to be looking at this a new way, and
there's psychology behind it.
Yeah, taking that and then teaching that to everybody.
Yeah,
right. I listen to a lot of murder podcasts, and there's one big thing that's really shocking to me. But anyone who's had head trauma, usually they're a different person after that. And a lot of killers have had head trauma in their young lives. That's
I think in the
crazy.
First season, and I'm not all the way through it yet, but a lot of these killers had, I'm going to refer to as mommy issues.
Yeah.
That's a very recurring theme.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Ed Kemper was a co-ed killer, and so he would basically, strangle and kill co-eds. He would have sex with them after they were dead, and then he would decapitate them, and then he would have sex with their skulls.
Jesus.
He is like 6'9". He's a very large guy. He is easily the creepiest yet most interesting part of the entire show. They show a video side by side of Mindhunter, the guy that plays Ed Kemper, and the interview, and the real Ed Kemper and his interviews. It's uncanny. It's creepy.
Really?
I mean, the guy, hats off to the guy who plays him in Mindhunter, because he completely nails it. The syntax, the tonality in his voice, all this stuff is the same. And it makes for unreal viewing. I mean, Jennifer and I are, again, I think like episode 6 or 7 now. There's only 9 or 10 in the season. And so we start watching it, and all of a sudden here's the credits. And it feels like it's 3 minutes.
Yeah.
It's been 45.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it just it's so it's the most bingeable show that I've ever seen, but it's I can't recommend this one enough.
Do they ever put anything after the show's over, like in 20 whatever, like the future?
They don't do any sort of informational disclaimers or anything like that.
They might get back to that.
I don't know how many times they'll like mention maybe a killer who isn't like maybe a primary focus, just maybe in passing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know how many times I've paused it and I've Googled, is that a real thing?
Yeah.
It always is.
I've done that too.
It always is, and so the show, when it comes to the killers, is based solely basically on fact.
Wow.
When it comes to the actual characters of the FBI themselves, they're composites of a couple different real people.
Right.
So those characters may not have actually existed themselves, but they did have real life counterparts that, they took inspiration from.
Is the main focus on 2 FBI characters?
Yes.
So in real life, there was probably multiple FBI agents interviewing these people, and they just kind of like put them into 2 people.
Well, they had basically just a small team at first, just like they do here.
Okay, sure.
But like Bill Tench, I think he's modeled off of 2 people. But again, I mean, it's smart. The writing is smart.
Sure.
Even for the part where you're introducing characters aren't necessarily the real people.
Yeah, the logistics of how they do that sometimes kind of seems out of order, but it's the right way to do that.
Wow.
And I don't know. I haven't read enough about it to see if that show is getting the credit it deserves.
I think it is.
It's been pretty well received.
Yeah. It's very well.
Is there a season 3 coming for sure?
I don't know. I mean, I think it's a little early since season 2 just came out. But yeah. I got to tell you, if not, that's going to be very sad for me. But because it's just so good. I mean, it's quality. It's high quality.
Unless they make movies instead or something.
Yeah, you know what? I'd keep it on Netflix because then you get more.
Yeah. It's very fascinating, all that stuff. And I don't know if you've ever seen Zodiac, the movie Zodiac.
Mm-mm.
I didn't know they never caught him. So I was just waiting like, oh, yeah, they're going to catch him any time. And then they flashed that caption at the end. He was never caught. I was just like, what?
But they also, I think, alluded to, and maybe I had read something, that they have a pretty good idea of who it was.
And I think they had...
And he's dead now.
Okay.
So,
just terrifying, though. Just you want them caught.
They just couldn't...
That's how it's entertaining.
They couldn't...
They're not out there anymore. Yeah.
Pin it on him.
Right.
But they were very confident that's what it was. And then I think once he died, I think they said something about... Because I think he had stopped killing... But something about phone calls being made or something like that. Like he was still making phone calls. Wow. And once this individual died, that stopped.
Really?
Yeah, I'll have to go back and research that because I don't remember. I just remember there was something that he was doing that after the person that they thought did it died, that quit.
Yeah. Netflix, Mindhunter, it is worth every last second.
I recommend Swamp Thing. And I know I've said this a lot. I really like the show. And of course, right when it was launched, it was canceled. So
bizarre.
Don't get too attached. I don't know. Well, what's bizarre is they haven't really... I don't think they've said this is the reason. Right. It's all like rumors. So supposedly they're supposed to get this big grant or funding or whatever, and they built their set down in Atlanta, I'm guessing. Maybe I'm wrong, but it just seems like a show you could easily relocate elsewhere, but it's produced very well. The writing's great. Good cast.
Yeah, I've heard nothing but good things, and then when you hear it's canceled... before it's really even out there. This is dumb.
Well, and I think that was bad timing to announce that because some people aren't going to see it now because they're probably assuming it's terrible or they don't want to get attached.
Right.
But overall, it's like a 10-hour Swamp Thing movie, you could say. It does wrap up pretty well, but it also opens up things to come, and I want to see those things really bad. There was talk that it was supposed to set up Justice League Dark, which sucks because that would have been great. And that's moving forward and expanding, right? I think it's something they could revisit in a couple of years again. Just maybe pick up where they left off, hopefully. I don't think the characters would age too much. Or do the Justice League Dark and bring the Swamp Thing in because the designs, everything was just fantastic. It was actual suit the guy wore with some CG elements with the red eyes, I think. It looked great. Just... great effects, a lot of language. The DC Universe shows definitely are hard R's pretty much. At least with language they are. Titans, check out Titans. That's a good show. Didn't like how they ended the season. I guess there was one more episode they didn't air. So it just kind of was odd.
Clunky.
Yeah. And did you finish Titans?
No,
you didn't. Season 2 I started watching.
See, I was waiting for season 2 to come out for me to finish season 1 because I hate waiting.
Yeah.
So
season 2's first episode, I think it's pieces of the episode they didn't show, but it's also them moving on to new season. So I think now would be a good time to just watch all that and season 2, episode 1, and you're good. I'm trying to get back into Doom Patrol. I just got sidetracked, but that's a good show. It's very comedic. Brendan Fraser's back.
My daughter talks about Doom
what?
Patrol.
The live action show?
Did they have an animated version of the Doom Patrol?
I think so.
So then she's seen that. So
yeah, because live action's got like language and nudity, unless you're like whatever, kid.
No, I think
Peace
there
and
must
love.
be, because she's mentioned that before. So there must be some sort of animated child version of that.
There probably is. Yeah. That's all I pretty much have for the show.
Yeah.
You guys good?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll be back. I'm Josh.
I'm Steve.
Megan.
Take care.